What's up, and welcome to the Sisterhood Corner. To the newbies, welcome. To those who've been here before, welcome back. It's on to the next letter. This one reads, Husband's Secret. Hi, ladies. I hope you can help me with my dilemma. I'm a married woman in her 50s with 4 adult children. Though the last 2 kids are in tertiary, the oldest has already started working and recently moved out of home. So my husband and I are close to being empty nesters. My husband and I met in varsity and went on to build quite a great life together. We are business partners and run a successful company. But I'd really prefer not to say which sector which sector we're in. We are quite prominent in our circle, and I suppose you could refer to us as what young people idolize today as couple goals. And though we are far from perfect, we make a pretty good team, both personally and professionally. That's why my heart is bleeding as I write to you. I recently found out about my husband's double life. And though an affair with another woman would have been easy to take, what I found out stopped me dead in my tracks. My husband is having an affair with another man. From the investigations I have done, they have been together for years. This is a fully fledged relationship because they have an apartment which they stay in whenever my husband is out of province on business. The lover stays in the apartment full time, of course, as he's based in that province. All this information I received through hiring a PI. After a couple of suspicions. However, because I thought it was a woman, I hired a PI with really nothing to, with really no inkling of what I was truly about to discover and how that would change my world forever. After hiring a PI, I discovered that this lover was once one of our employees before resigning and changing provinces. I've seen pictures and video footage, but more than anything, I am shocked by the person he is when he is with his lover. My husband is generally a very low-key, quiet man. But the way he was so free-spirited, loud, and flamboyant with the lover in one of the videos left me gobsmacked. Also with me, he is an alpha male, which is why I just cannot understand this. And the person that I saw in the videos. Beyond the shock, I'm furious though. How could he use me as a front knowing he would rather be with a man? Looking at the fact that his lover was once employed by our company, exactly how many people knew and looked at me with pity and talked about me behind my back. I feel humiliated by this man, and to be honest, I want to humiliate him twice as much. I wanted to post the videos and pictures on all social media platforms to embarrass him in front of our business partners and associates, family and friends. But then had to think about my kids and chose not to. I am hurt, humiliated, and want to confront him before divorcing him. I feel betrayed and feel my life has been a lie. How does one get through such? Sheesh, that's another heartbreaking story. First of all, thank you so much for reaching out through TikTok. it couldn't at all have been possibly easy. Um, I think discovering that a man has a double life while with you, I think it's generally hard enough. But I think to find out about his sexuality while at it, I think that's a double blow, and it would be a double blow for anybody. Um, I'm really sorry you've had to find out such about the man you love, somebody you've been with. If you're already in your 50s, it means it could easily be 30 years plus, um, or almost 30, So I'm really sorry you've had to find out such information at this point. I don't think there's any other point, though, that's better to find this information out, although it probably would have been better if you found out from the beginning and made the choice. But I'm sorry you've been lured into this marriage, because that's what it is. The man was never honest about who he truly wants to be or who he truly is. Um, I'm glad you also did not allow your emotions to overtake and put things on social media and then lay down regret, because that would definitely have been an emotional decision. Now, at the end of your letter, you say something about a divorce. So I take it for you, this is a deal breaker. You've decided you will divorce him. Um, you clearly, that for you seems like the only option for you, right? And I say that seems like the only option for you because remember, as different women, we would react to this differently, and different women will take it differently and deal with this differently, right? But this is me now going with the fact that you said you want to divorce him. You want to humiliate. You want to confront him before divorcing him. So you've decided. Let me say this to you. I am an advocate for not making decisions while I'm still hurt. Um, However, in your case, things are different. Um, Personally, I would never stay with a man once I find out his sexuality, about his sexuality, because then I can't perpetuate the lie. However, my thing is plan your exit. In all of the emotions, the feeling of betrayal, the humiliation, and all of that, plan your exit. My thing is, whatever you do not tell that man about his sexuality. I say this because he's hidden it for so long, which means he's in the closet. And we have heard stories. If not, you've been around the gay community. If you have friends in the gay community, I've known a gay person or two, and they have always talked about how dangerous it is to out a man who's not ready to be outed to the public. How dangerous it is for you for anybody to expose that, because to him that's still a secret. He's still in the closet. He would like to keep it that way for whatever his reasons. Remember, some will keep it in the closet forever. There are some men who stayed in the closet forever. And maybe the wives found out after he had died and she was packing his things and going through his phone, and only to realize, oh my God. So it's a secret he took to the grave. So a lot of the gay people the gay people that I've known have always said the most dangerous time is when you try and out a man who's in the closet. He might unalive you. They will go to that extent because they don't want you to expose that. We've seen some crime stories as well, in overseas crime channels where the same thing happens. Wife finds out his, hubby is on the down low, as they call it, and then she exposes him, wants to expose him, and he kills her. So I want you, let's just start with the danger element of all of this. My thing is, in your exit strategy, perhaps you are, of course, you are more than welcome to seek the divorce. I think you have to, but perhaps don't use that as grounds for your divorce. Perhaps just sit him down and say, I've fallen out of love. I see a different direction for my life, and I'm not happy anymore. Trust me, he already has the other life, and if it's as fulfilling as it seems on the videos, he's not going to argue with that, with you letting him go. And even if he is bisexual for whatever reason, I think that he has somebody on the side. So I don't see how um you proposing divorce would be an issue. But my thing is, whatever you do, go for counseling by yourself in private as part of your exit strategy, so your emotions don't take over. And if for whatever reason the divorce gets acrimonious, because divorces are like that in some cases, and you end up just finding yourself getting all emotional and saying things, because you know how women we can be, you know how we can be sometimes, and you end up screaming at the top of your lungs, oh, please just grant me the divorce, I know that you're gay, type of thing, you know what I mean? So go for counseling just to keep those emotions in check. So during the divorce, no matter what happens, you are in a position to hold on to your emotions and don't give him the real reason why you're leaving. So I know some people are like, oh no, please, how dangerous can it be, to tell a man that you don't want him because he's gay? It can be very dangerous. Like I said, if you watch the crime channels, you will know. As long as nobody else knows, it's his secret. And now you've stumbled across it. You don't want him to know you know. So I would say go for counseling, keep your emotions in check, request the divorce. Every other emotion of humiliation and all of that, through counseling, you're going to quench through that. But I want you to know this has nothing to do with you. Women have this tendency of starting now to question themselves. Oh my God, is it me? Am I not good enough? No, it has nothing to do with you. A man's sexuality has nothing to do with you. You can never find a response or an answer to that. Don't personalize this. Go for counseling on the basis of how do I move forward without letting the cat out of the bag, so we can co-parent these adult kids, but more than anything, so you can heal. But whatever you do not cause drama. He has a lot to lose by you posting the videos and pictures and all of that. But more than anything, if not for you, if you don't want to do this, do it for your kids, the same way you thought about your kids. Follow this advice for your kids. I've never been in a situation like this, but I'm just advising the best way I know how, in terms of having, had friends in the gay community, LGBTQ plus community. And I promise you, you don't want to let your emotions take control here. This could be a potentially dangerous situation. There's a lot he could need to think about with you knowing that type of information. So I suggest you plan an exit strategy, go for counseling, keep your emotions in check, think about your kids more than anything, until he signs on the dotted line. No matter how acrimonious that divorce gets, do not ride that wave out, and then you will crash later in your therapy sessions. I don't know, perhaps somebody else will give you different advice, but that's where I stand with this. I pray you find the strength going forward.